Big weekend in Tallahassee. Two top 10 soccer teams headed to the Seminole Soccer Complex this weekend. A big football game on Monday night between the Noles and the Hokies. But first tonight, of course, the Trojans and the Seminoles here from Tallahassee. 0-0 as we head into the break. Two teams that had only given up a combined one goal on the year. Defensively, you knew they were going to be strong, but both teams had some opportunities.
Yeah, you really can't ask for a heck of a lot much more out of both teams' defense. I mean, obviously for USC, I think you look at Ashley Plumter at this moment in time at right back. She does a nice job here, really feeding Penelope Hawking for a nice opportunity. A little bit wide, and a nice job by Anna Patton really shutting things down for really icing it off. And then Julia Bingham on the left side for USC does an excellent job as well. Nice job on the outside for USC. There, I think, the stars for the Trojans in the first half. Florida
State, though, able to really move the ball with their patented possession-style soccer. They were able to create some opportunities. You saw a couple there, but USC would not go away.
Yeah, as the game kind of went on in the first half, the latter stages, you really saw Leah Pruitt really showcasing her skill. And then here, Gloriana Villalobos here at the very last second of the first half. Excellent opportunity for about 21 yards out, just missing the right post. A very good opportunity for that first goal, but as you said, 0-0 and a defensive stalemate at this point.
14 fouls between the two teams. A booking already in the first half. Exactly what you expected. Physical play between two top 10 teams.
I mean, it really is looking like looking into a mirror for both these clubs. I mean, they're almost the same rank. They're very similar styles and clash in terms of coaching philosophy. And look at the stats. It's all pretty much the same except for the shots. It's going to be who's going to make that one mistake, who can capitalize on one opportunity in the second half. That might be the difference in this game as we move into the last half.
The ACC and the Pac-12, the two most consistent conferences over the last few seasons. What else did you expect from the capital city? Halftime continues after this.
How do you win at business? Stay at La Quinta, where we're changing with stylish makeovers. Then, at your next meeting, set your seat height to its maximum level. Bravo, tall meeting man. Start winning today. Book now at lq.com.
I think heroic deeds were all conceived in the open air. I think whatever I shall meet on the road I shall like. And whoever beholds me shall like me. I think whoever I see must be happy.
Nil-nil in Tallahassee. The ladies of Troy traveling 3,000 miles east to take on number 4, Florida State, here in Tallahassee. You like Hollywood, Trevor? Will Ferrell and Vivica Paulin giving back to the USC Trojans soccer team an endowed scholarship, a full scholarship for USC. That is oh so cool.
Yeah, it really is. Obviously one of the premier actors, obviously known worldwide, of course, for his comedic talent, of course, from his days at SNL to, of course, movie star. And, of course, he has his own soccer movie, Kicking and Screaming, from back in the 2000s, so a personal favorite of mine. And, you know, Will obviously has given a lot to his alma mater at USC, certainly a big boost, obviously, for women's soccer, of course. And it's good to see. Of course, he also is a part owner of Los Angeles FC, of course, in the MLS, so he is a big soccer contributor.
And Kadani McAlpine said that gives his program credibility when that type of name is associated with the program. Both of his sons play youth soccer in the LA area, and he's been a big-time player and a big-time proponent of growing the game in Tallahassee. We'll hear more from Coach McAlpine when we come back.
The 2018 Nissan Titan, backed by America's best truck warranty, which covers more than any other truck in its class, inside and out, bumper to bumper. Now's the time to save with exclusive offers like this.
Houston knows pressure is a privilege. The crown they wear doubles as a target. These guys welcome it. The champs are here. Can you feel it? Angels Astros tomorrow at 8 on ESPN.
The second half just moments away from kicking off. 0-0 here in Tallahassee between the Trojans and the Seminoles. Kadani McAlpine's Trojans have been able to find some opportunities here in the first half. Catherine Phillips has more with the Trojans head coach.
Well, Coach, Florida State had their opportunities. What did you like from your back line and their ability to prevent them from finishing?
I thought when the ball went wide, they did a great job of just getting touch tight in the box and preventing the balls from Florida State getting clean looks and getting clean touches inside the box. We just need more out of our midfield with that same kind of effort defending to help us get the ball out.
You knew that your team was going to have to be patient, that Florida State likes to hold on to possession. How do you regain possession this half?
Well, first and foremost, we got to win the second ball. The times we did, we were able to make a couple passes and put them in bad positions, and that will allow us to get into the game. We just haven't matched the aggression, and thus have been behind in terms of winning the second ball and giving ourselves more possession. They've been able to thus dominate the ball.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you. Aria?
Thanks, KP. Thank you, Kadani. We'll see whose game plan comes to fruition in the second half. The Seminoles and the Trojans. Second half next.
The 2018 Nissan Titan, backed by America's best truck warranty, which covers more than any other truck in its class, inside and out, bumper to bumper. Now's the time to save with exclusive offers like this.
Houston knows pressure is a privilege. The crown they wear doubles as a target. These guys welcome it. The champs are here. Can you feel it? Angels Astros tomorrow at 8 on ESPN.
Dana Castellanos and the Seminoles ready for the second half here. Leland Grant waiting to blow his whistle. As we are just about underway here from Tallahassee. The second half, 0-0 between the Noles and the Trojans. Who will strike first and capture the huge non-conference victory, one that will boost the RBI, no doubt, but more importantly, one in a measuring stick game that will leave you feeling a little bit better about your squad to this point.
Yeah, this is a big, obviously, a litmus test. Measuring stick game for both squads. I mean, obviously, they're going to focus, down the line, ACC play. Of course, that's most important. Tillman, while wide.
Tillman has it on the right flank. Florida State with an early opportunity. Now to Villalobos. Villalobos looking to slip it in, cut off by a Trojan. And quickly booted away. Now Jacobs heads it forward to Penelope Hawking. Hawking one-on-one against Berkeley. What will Hawking do? She fires with the right foot. It was deflected. It'll be a corner kick.
That's Hawking's second chance on the run for an opportunity at a goal to go for goal. Wasn't really threatened, though. Bollinger showing nice poise, though, in the net. Nice job, obviously, by FSU's back line.
You can see there what Hawking is capable of. A top 20 recruit in last year's rankings. She comes to the Trojans from Anaheim. Dangerous opportunity here for USC as the ball is whipped into the center of the box. Glancing header headed towards the end line. Recovered by a Trojan. Whipped back inside. Bollinger has no issues.
Nice basket job right there by Bollinger, collecting that ball, controlling and flipping the field, flipping possession. And obviously, big litmus test for both of these squads, of course. FSU going to really want ACC play to really focus on that, USC in the Pac-12, but certainly down the line, perhaps College Cup trajectory, obviously. Perhaps these two meet in the conference or the national tournament, obviously, down the line. You never know. It's a good test to really see what your club is capable of down the line to compete against top clubs around the country, which is really what this whole series is going to be about, with Florida involved and UCLA as well for this year and next year. Really tests and really builds both programs up very nicely.
Florida State, so tough here in Tallahassee at the Seminole Soccer Complex. Just 3 losses. 3 times they've been beaten here since 2011. Dangerous moment here for USC as the header headed towards its own goal. Anna Patton was close to closing in. What adjustments do you want to see from both teams here in the first half?
I think
in the second half,
for Florida State, there really wasn't too much you could really point your finger at. I think the one thing, though, that really worked for them in the first half was really working the midfield. When you saw Yuji Zhao make a couple cuts inside, maybe someone like Gloriana Villalobos or someone of that nature, really that caliber, really working the midfield, really keeping USC off their heels a little bit. I think for USC, just try and generate more chances. They've really been dangerous on the run. I think finishing right there, maybe working the midfield a little bit more, possession time, I think could be very useful for them.
McKeown looking to play it ahead to Hocking. Doesn't get the angle right, and it's cut off by Berkeley. Intensity you expect to pick up here in the second half from both teams. Who will make the mistake? Who will have the magic moment? All left to be untold here in Tallahassee. One of the best non-conference matchups you will find in college soccer this weekend, maybe all season. You've got it here, televised on the ACC Network Extra. Just months away before the linear channel debuts next August. McFarland thought she might have a chance there, and it's Prysock who clears it away. Pavlisco, the freshman from Jacksonville.
Good dispossession right there.
Opportunity USC, ball's loose, Bollinger. Down to the turf, she makes sure work. But Penelope Hocking, oh so dangerous here in this ball game. Perhaps a reason McAlpine has chosen to go with her to start the second half over Leah Pruitt.
Possibly, I think Penelope Hocking has certainly had a couple of opportunities on the run that has really raised the eyebrows, or at least kept FSU really retreating back to their back half and to the box as we see USC going on another run. Although Florida State looks to have possession here. But a nice, excellent dispossession right there near the midline and really working it back. Those mistakes we alluded to that you cannot make and that could really cost you down the line. As USC, I think I like their intensity out so far in these first 5-6 minutes. Really establishing a little bit more of a threat. Beautiful move by Villalobos.
Villalobos flashing the skill. Florida State on the break here, perhaps a little bit of space as Castellanos back heel now to Villalobos. She's clipped in a foul call. DeMello doesn't like it. But Leland Grant.
And Villalobos shaken up. And DeMello, a couple calls against her tonight, coming from behind on defense.
Savannah DeMello, the sophomore from Bellflower, California.
Yeah.
Getting in there, tangling up Villalobos, and I think the foul was because she came from behind, making contact through the leg.
Yeah, that's always a tough ask right there to try and get away with no call. And Villalobos certainly got a little bit spooked by DeMello charging up from behind. She didn't anticipate that. But FSU was awarded a free kick opportunity. This time it looks like Berkeley will take it.
Against Vanderbilt in the season opener, it was a set piece that made the difference in a 1-0 win for Florida State. Could that be the case yet again? Header here, floated, back post. It won't go as Jalen Howell nearly broke this scoreless tie.
Well, FSU certainly likes to go to Jalen on these set piece opportunities and these headers. We've seen her a couple times already on this night. Really good ball by Berkeley. Couldn't have put it any better. Just the angle was a little bit too wide. Not a lot of shots on target right now. Obviously both squads this season have really done a nice job putting the ball on goal, on net, square. It's been a bit of a challenge, and I guess you can't really be too surprised at that given how good these teams are defensively as well.
Trinseri in for McKeown.
Excellent ball.
She runs onto it on the right side. Pavlisco trying to do damage. This ball off the hands of Bollinger. It'll be a corner kick. USC with an opportunity now on their own set piece.
I think FSU's back line, their outside defenders, Pavlisco and Carl, need to do a little bit better job not allowing USC to get in too deep. I think they've done an excellent job, the Trojans have, of getting towards that end line and then trying a cross here and there to try and go for a one-touch. FSU needs to tighten that up a little bit.
Jacobs takes the corner, plays it short, quickly whipped in. Opportunity as Tillman comes across and cleans it up. USC does maintain possession. Hyatt, the transfer from UNC. She's familiar with Florida State, having played them a couple times in her career. Ball whipped in, calmly brought down by Anna Patton.
There's a clearance.
Heads up in the stands.
USC utilizing a couple switches in their attack. You saw Bingham come up the left flank, where she's starting at that left back position, and USC typically doesn't really get their back line and their defense really too involved in the attack, at least not take a lot of shots. So interesting ploy right there by the Trojans, confusing Florida State at the moment. Another nice clearance by Berkeley, getting it out. Something we didn't see in the first half at all, really, from the Noles.
Hyatt now swings it across as you see the other pairing in Gainesville, UCLA and Florida. Another East Coast, West Coast matchup. 0-0 at the break. These pairs will flip-flop on Sunday. UCLA to Gainesville. Excuse me, UCLA to Tallahassee. USC to Gainesville. Ball played ahead, Tillman darting through the center. Great cut back to create space.
And allowing her teammates to come back and join her, getting some friendly faces on the ball. Excellent vision and anticipation.
Pavlisko up ahead to Lynch. Florida State trying to play a little keep away now. But a poor giveaway from the Seminoles leads to possession for USC. Hocking has been dangerous in this game for the Trojans. Bollinger there to clear things away. You're starting to see USC get a little confident. More spells of possession, more touches, more connections between passes, and they're getting themselves forward oh so slowly.
Yeah, they're gradually getting a little more aggressive here in, here out, especially on defense. They're really challenging Florida State with the ball a lot more, and they're really catching them off their heels a little bit.
You get the feeling this is going to take a moment of individual brilliance from somebody in this ballgame.
Possibly. It may just have to come down to that. Maybe one of your top quality players. Here comes Villalobos.
Villalobos finding Tillman, slots it through. Tillman still working. Deflected by Bingham. Quick throw for the Noles. McFarland, beautiful turn. Creates some space. Waiting, though, on it was Prysock. Florida State still has it in USC's half.
It's just the one piece of the puzzle Florida State hasn't solved yet, that final piece.
Opportunity here. McFarland trying to create space. Ball knocked away. Leland Grant says, get up. He's not having any of it. You thought for just a moment there was enough space.
And one of McFarland's rare touches tonight. She hasn't really been involved. She's been waiting patiently, trying to get an opportunity. But was challenged nicely as Florida State works it back, trying to reset the stage for a fresh attack.
Prysock and Haiti have been so good together in that center back pairing. And so is Florida State's Anna Patton and Malia Berkeley. We didn't mention Natalia Kuika out with the Finnish national team this weekend. She will not be here.
She scored the first goal for Florida State this season, so she's also deadly on the attack. But yeah, she and Berkeley did a very admirable job, very, very quality work in the first 4 games for Florida State.
Tillman in a dangerous position. That one's cleared away. Carl has it poked away from DeMello. Noles still able to regain possession.
You really start to notice not just the intensity of play, but the intensity of communication really starting to reverberate, and really spread throughout the pitch, and really being a lot more vocal are the team leaders and all 11 players for both squads.
McFarland drops it back. Now Pavlisko. Lynch, heavy touch. It'll be USC throwing. One thing to mention is how good Florida State has been under Mark Krikorian. A span where they made the College Cup 5 years in a row from 2011 to 2015. Unbelievable.
Yeah, notching that national championship in 2014 as well. Wouldn't have been really worth it. I wouldn't say it wouldn't be worth it the whole way. Obviously, fantastic clubs and seasons. But yeah, you like to get that national championship on that mark, and Florida State certainly did that, and they want to get another one soon.
Carl attacking the 18 with the left foot. Shot, save! Kaylee Collins comes up huge. The best opportunity of the game for either team. Collins with the play of the game thus far. It's a corner for Florida State.
You talked about individual effort. It may take that, Ari. A nice job by Carl, just working the way, just guiding it through. Just a tip by Collins denied Carl of a goal on the inside post, on that near post on the right side. Very close call for sure, but that's the kind of individual effort it may take. Someone needs to step up. Florida State, though, rewarded with a corner here as Castellanos will try to put it on the mark. She was very close her first night, or her first opportunity. She'll look to do that again here.
This game has the feel of an NCAA quarterfinal match, or even better, as Castellanos whips it in. Collins punches it out. Trojans not out of danger yet, and now they are, as Leland Grant blows the whistle. Perhaps a tug of the jersey and a yank down.
Right before that, right before the kick was made, looked like McFarland was calling for it. Collins, I think, certainly identified that as she was right behind McFarland, so she wasn't taking any chances, and Castellanos really, once again, putting the ball right in the center of the box, right close by.
The Trojans here in Tallahassee, only a couple of days. They took a red-eye flight Wednesday evening to get here, practiced yesterday as they got here in the wee hours of Thursday morning. That 3-hour difference in time zones can make a big impact in a ball game, but Kadani McAlpine and his staff have done everything they can to try and negate that advantage that Florida State might have.
I guess the one good news about it is that you kind of gain a little bit of time, though, when you come from the west to the east coast. For Florida State next year, it's going to be the exact opposite.
Tillman working her defender. Excellent cutback, creates some space. Center of the box, nobody there for the Seminoles. Cleared away. Out of danger.
That's the one thing Florida State's missed, positioning inside the box. They have not been able to really connect on those crosses, on those passes inside the box for a shot at the net in the center.
Villalobos squeezes her way past DeMello. Up top now to Castellanos. Top of the 18, excellent flick over. Ball still loose. Villalobos and Bingham fighting for it. Tillman comes up. Deflected. Will anyone get there before it reaches the end line? Yes, Kaylee Collins.
Knowles doing a nice job, really putting a lot of pressure, though, in the 18. Probably their best stretch of threats in this match thus far. We approach 30 minutes to go in the game.
Haiti controls. USC looking to build out of the back. Giveaway by the Trojans into the hands of Howell. Now Carl working on Bingham. Drops it off for Villalobos. Florida State, a little spell of possession here. Trying to make it count for something. Cross into the back of the box. Collins coming up huge yet again. She has had an outstanding game in the box. This has been a great crowd here, as we expected. KP has more.
Yeah, guys, you mentioned this big crowd tonight. The official attendance was recorded as 1,756. So with things locked here in the second half, you would expect the crowd to benefit Florida State. But USC came in tonight hoping for this crowd. Coach McAlpine told me yesterday that when he was scheduling, he intentionally wanted to bring his team into this atmosphere, give them the experience of playing in one of the rowdier environments in college soccer. He even heard about those parking garage tailgaters up there. He said he was hoping they'd be out here tonight. And guys, the top floor of that parking garage is full.
It absolutely is, KP. Thank you so much for that report. Trevor, over 1,750 showed up. We had said over 1,000, maybe 1,500. This has surpassed even what the expectations were.
Yeah.
But that's what happens when you get two top 10 teams. If you build it, they will come.
Yes, indeed. as the old adage goes, there are, yeah, absolutely. It just goes to obviously the build and the prestige most of these programs have, and you like that out of USC and what Coach McAlpine said. They're embracing that challenge, really embracing it really to its fullest, and not shying away from an opportunity to really prove yourself on a really tough stage.
Pruitt back into the ball game. We'll see if fresh legs are able to give her some juice to make an impact in the final 27 or so minutes of this ball game. Bergau. Now Pavlisko. Little 1-2 between Pavlisko and Howell into a dangerous part of the box. Florida State having some trouble keeping this possession, knocked away, perhaps even bailed out. Things are getting a bit hairy there on their first touches.
Yeah, USC doing a nice job, I think, pinning FSU. FSU, of course, trying to work the outside. There's Castellanos working the way inside into the middle.
Now Villalobos. Out wide, Bergau. One-on-one against Plumpter. Villalobos collects again. Charges towards the goal. She wants a shot. Not enough mustard on it. Collins had some trouble with it. But in the end, nothing going.
Collins not getting low enough, perhaps. She didn't really drop down to the grass, perhaps. Caused a little bit of a fumble. A little bit of a dangerous chance, obviously, for Villalobos once again. But yeah, Florida State trying to work it to the outside, and USC was doing a nice job pinning them to the outside as they tried to dominate the possession. I think Florida State might have to work a little bit quicker with the ball to prevent that from happening, to execute the attacks they want.
Excellent job by Howell of stuffing DeMello. Leads to more Florida State possession. McFarland trying to turn, but loses possession in the process. About 25 and a half minutes to go here from Tallahassee. 0-0 between number 4 Florida State and number 7 USC. Berkeley doing a nice job of holding off Pruitt. This has been a great run from the center back. She's taken down with a big challenge. The ball goes out of play for a throw-in.
You don't see Malia Berkeley running up that far up the field unless it's for a set piece or for a corner. Leah doing an excellent job recognizing how much space there was for her, really charging all the way, and it took Pruitt all the way from the front end of their formation for USC to really swipe the ball away.
Now DeMello trying to create a hard bump from Berkeley and a foul called. Is Berkeley perhaps repaying Pruitt with a little tough knock, this time Leland Grant?
Didn't get the result Florida State wanted for sure. Creates a set piece opportunity.
It's always the second person who gets caught.
Sometimes it's about retaliation. There's going to be some bumps. There's going to be obviously some scuffles that happen, but if you let that linger in your head and you let your emotions take over a little bit, that can cost you and put yourself in a position that you don't want your team to be in. And this is an opportunity for USC.
From a tactical perspective on that, not a bad foul from Berkeley stopping the run.
Yeah,
if Pruitt gets by her, that's danger.
Yeah, you don't want to take that chance, obviously. It was really tough. It literally looked kind of nasty because Pruitt went down pretty hard, pretty quickly. Maybe took a shot, maybe to the jaw, couldn't tell.
Here's Savannah DeMello chipping the ball into the box. Knocked forward. Bollinger having some moments with it, but able to, in the end, hold on. Nice piece of work by the Seminole freshman.
Yeah, staying strong. Hasn't had a lot of work this second half yet, but obviously, as we saw in the first half, USC got stronger as the first half got on. You can anticipate them really taking some more chances and finding a few more opportunities down the line.
Krikorian really loves Bollinger, says she has the physical tools to perhaps be the best keeper he's had, and that includes names like Kelsey Weiss and, of course, last year's Cassie Miller.
Yeah, Bollinger at 5'11", and that's obviously tall for a keeper and just a freshman too, so she may have a couple more inches to gain. You never know.
Bollinger's father, of course, as I mentioned, played in the NFL with the 49ers, won a Super Bowl with those 49ers back in '95. Opportunity here for Pruitt. Berkeley knocks it away for the time being, but Pruitt now goes down in the box. No whistle. It'll just be a corner kick.
Well, you see the speed that Pruitt showcased right there. It looked as though Berkeley had a chance to really clear this ball out, and I believe she actually gets to it first, but Pruitt's assertiveness and speed just really paid off, and actually Berkeley does attempt to clear, but Pruitt does an excellent job of getting in the way. Short corner here.
Now DeMello.
Beautiful heel pass.
Jacobs whips it in. Headed away by the Seminoles. Matter of fact, it hits a player in goal. It'll be a goal kick. That last replay was interesting. It looked like a little bit of contact between Bollinger and Pruitt.
Yeah, could have drawn a foul, of course, but Zhao comes back into the ball game, along with Dorsey.
Castellanos and McFarland check out. Good eyes from you, Trevor.
Oh my gosh.
And obviously tough to really see who was the last touch on that possible corner on the corner that ended up being. Because obviously Pruitt had the momentum in the ball going back across the end line, and of course Bollinger trying to prevent that from happening. But USC, I think, really trying to dictate the pace now. I think they're really trying to be assertive and maybe look for more possession time. But Florida State's done a nice job of not letting that last for too long. They've really done a nice job of dispossessing and trying to generate chances back on their attacking half.
Only 10 total shots in this game in the second half specifically. Florida State just 3 shots, USC just 1. Howell, 1 touch to Villalobos. Hyatt, strong tackle. Ball out of bounds, remains Florida State.
Yeah, you almost got a sense that USC really let Florida State, feel good. Maybe let them have possession and really gel and maybe feel things out. But ever since maybe the first 20 minutes, USC has flipped a switch defensively and really challenging Florida State's midfielders for the ball and not letting them get up the pitch as fastly or as at will.
Absolutely making life a little more uncomfortable than they did in the first half, especially that first 20 or 30 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see that with the aggressive style of play. It's up to Florida State to see if they can counteract that by looking for open pockets of space and room to run with the ball.
Nice couple of connects there by the Noles. Doesn't turn anything too dangerous out of that for the time being, but control possession. Pavlisco has the ball intercepted. Now to the feet, though, of Howell. Howell tried to save it, but the ball goes out of play. It'll be a USC Trojan. Excuse me, a USC free throw. Throw-in, excuse me.
In basketball mode there,
I'm
right?
telling you. I almost said a USC Trojan. Well, they are a USC Trojan.
I mean, you forget football season's right around the corner, and
I'm already ready.
Basketball, yeah. That won't be long before that starts up again, too.
Of course, the only basketball right now on is the WNBA, as they're heading into that playoff mode. There you see Plumter. Whistle and a handball.
A little bit of hesitation right there by Berkeley on the clearance attempt, and it allowed Pruitt to come up again. And she really just sticks her nose in, even on defense when she doesn't have the ball around her. She really just tries to make a counteracting attack fast and happen for her and her team.
She was instant offense transferring in from San Diego State a few years ago. Immediately became an all Pac-12 player as Florida State knocking the ball forward. Howell, not too dangerous though, as Collins able to crash in and make the grab.
A little too strong on the long cross attempt, trying to feed Dallas Dorsey, who of course has 2 goals this season, looking for her 3rd, which would be a team lead. And she hasn't started Dorsey a game at all, so it's even more impressive that she has 2 goals this season coming off the bench.
Couple of substitutions coming into the game for the Trojans. Hawking and Vergura. 2 freshmen, highly touted, coming out of high school. Hawking, of course, on that U20 USA World Cup roster.
You got 2 starters going out with Jacobs and DeMello.
Imagine those 2 will be back in this ball game at some point.
And down the latter stages, if the game especially is still square or 0-0.
You do get 1 re-entry in the second half in collegiate soccer, so perhaps Coach McAlpine using that to his benefit.
And Castellanos is out right now for FSU. She's on the bench, and we know how much of a playmaker she is. She could make a return as well.
Carl finds a nice pocket of space as she gets into the box, cuts it back, shoots with the left foot. It's deflected. Ball still loose. And cleared away for the moment.
Carl missed a little bit of control on the cutback and moved herself away from the 18 a bit. Cost her a little bit of positioning, perhaps, to really drive that ball towards the net had she took the shot.
Howell pushes it out wide. Now Carl. Villalobos. Howell fires. Too tall of not only Kaylee Collins, but the entire frame. Harmless for a goal kick.
Yeah, we've seen how difficult it's been for Florida State to really finish inside the box, so they've taken a couple shots outside of it. A couple of pretty good looks thus far, but nothing too threatening at the moment. Just got to square up and make the shot and put it on net a little bit more.
Mickione back in. Jacobs checks out. Whistle to the groans of the Seminole faithful.
And Casey Tillman engaging a little bit there, challenging for the ball, but gets caught.
Experienced player for Florida State is Casey Tillman. 71st career game in a Seminole uniform. The senior from Texas. Had a cracker of a goal last week against Middle Tennessee, a absolute blast from 20 yards. Could she do it again and give Florida State what would be, I would think, enough in this ball game to win it?
Could be.
Looks like one's going to be enough.
All it takes is one opportunity as here comes USC and Pruitt once again. A nice job by Berkeley sweeping and dispossessing, giving Florida State the ball back.
Foul called as Zhao is undercut. This game has not been void of fouls.
Not at all. Over 10 for each group. 10 for Florida State, 12 for USC. It's been aggressive, and you kind of expect that with how much these two like to dominate pace and play, and really how aggressive they've been. Of course, the results of how many goals they've scored really goes to show how much of a clash and mirror images of both of these clubs and philosophies they really have, because they do the same things a lot of the time and really trying to go and how they go about it. So you're going to run into a couple brick walls and have a couple of clashes in the midst of it.
Leland Grant stopped play for a moment to have a chat with Florida State head coach Mark Krikorian. Berkeley sends a long ball towards the box area, knocked around, and cleared away by the Trojans. Howell slips it over to Carl.
Nice cut inside.
Excellent read there by Vergara.
Yeah, would have been an amazing through ball had that connected.
Now USC on the break, charging ahead is Hocking. Hocking plays it forward. Opportunity, Bollinger comes up huge. And you hear the ovation from the fans at the Seminole Soccer Complex. Both keepers today, Trevor, have been outstanding.
Yeah, good presence right there by Bollinger in particular. And really nice job, I think. USC's forwards have done a nice job when they have gotten the ball and with a lot of space to run. They've done a nice job getting up there and putting themselves in position. But Bollinger has had the nice presence of mind and awareness to really be in the perfect positioning to not let them pull the trigger and to really have a great look at the net.
80 looking for Mickione. Mickione, excellent job getting forward. Puts a beautiful ball into the path of Hocking. One-on-one, Hocking gets it all wrong. and doesn't even test Bollinger. Oh, that's going to be an opportunity the Trojans are going to wish they had back.
Yeah, Patton gets beat. An amazing through ball. I think you have to question Hocking a little bit because she could have had a little bit more space perhaps to really draw Bollinger out maybe a little bit, get her out of position. Bollinger once again, perfect positioning, excellent time, not biting as well, being patient, and it completely missed the net. I mean, you're not going to win, you're going to miss 100% of those if you miss the net.
As Castellano checks in for Dorsey, but freshmen all the time talk about the biggest difference is the speed of the game. Maybe the game just sped up a little bit too much there as Hocking had plenty more time than she thought she had.
Could have certainly had to put a little skill on there. Of course, when you still have Patton running from behind, you really don't have too much time. Of course, Patton already had a nice little clearance and dispossession earlier in the game when she got beat, but of course, this is Patton's first game back from the U20 World Cup.
Castellanos controls in central. Now tried to push ahead. It's picked off by Micchione. Micchione knocks it ahead. Aggressive slide from Villalobos. Deters her, and it leads to possession for Florida State after this throw-in. What's it going to take, Trevor? 11 minutes left.
Both teams really pressing the issue, of course. You know, we talked about individual skill. Beautiful ball by Castellanos.
Now Tillman charging. Puts it towards the middle of the box, sliding stop.
It's
and
just
once again, the Trojans come up huge.
It's just so tough, Arya, because both teams have done an amazing job working back to the ball. I mean, they've put back in numbers, a nice job of really defending the box and really helping and bailing their keepers out.
And as Florida State's been getting more and more forward, it's created some more space. Excellent job from Howell to strip Hocking.
It might take an individual effort, but it might be a second chance opportunity perhaps. If you could put one on net perhaps and collect a rebound and just knock one in with an open net, it may take that, but you got to bring numbers up. You're going to have to come with it sometimes.
You heard Coach McAlpine tell Catherine at halftime that he felt that his team winning the second ball might be the difference in this second half. Might be the difference for both teams. As Burgow, Deekster defender, charging onto it. Plumpter knocks it away. It'll be Florida State throwing. Pavlisko, now to Zhao. Zhao knocks it ahead for herself, fires with the right foot. Right at Collins. Florida State now, though, in double digits in shots.
Yeah, corner of the 18. Pretty good challenge, obviously, by USC's defense. So Zhao put a pretty good spike on that one, but right to Kaylee Collins. So not much of an effort to really work towards the ball. Got to somehow find a way to get these keepers out of position. It's tough, obviously, when they can see everything coming for the most part.
Plumpter with a long throw in. USC comes away with the possession and then given away. Villalobos has it, but then she loses it. Carl controls the long ball towards the Seminole defense. Now Patton. Tillman trying to create some space with a move. Falls to the feet of Zhao.
And she got fortunate there. She tried to dummy that ball a little bit, let it go through. And luckily, Florida State still maintained possession.
Pavlisko. Castellanos, excellent job shielding the ball, was Vergara. Rather Prysock. Interception there from the Seminoles leads to some possession. Villalobos now to Castellanos, a whistle and a foul as Villalobos was dragged down. It'll lead to a Seminole set piece.
Yeah, I thought Villalobos a little bit on the decision right there not to feed Zhao, who was kind of running up the midfield a little bit. Maybe she had a clear shot at the net, perhaps. However, Villalobos and Castellanos in particular, yeah, Castellanos gets dragged down, as does Villalobos. So you can pick and choose whichever one you want out of that bunch. And another opportunity, we saw them from about 21 yards out at the end of the first half with an opportunity for Villalobos. This time it's going to be Berkeley from, I would probably guess, about 28 yards, maybe 30. try and put this one in for the Noles.
It'll be Castellanos, the Venezuelan international.
About 28 yards, 29 perhaps. The 10 yards is right on the 18.
So could this be the moment for Florida State? Castellanos, back post, fires, excellent save from Collins as she punches it over the bar. Castellanos can't believe it.
Just goes to show how talented she is. She is a pinpoint accurate shot taker. She was going for the top right post, top right corner all day long, and that is going in the net. Beautiful save, best of the night by Kaylee Collins. Amazing job.
Castellanos got it all right, didn't she?
Job well done from both, and this time Castellanos not taking the corner. She's been doing that all night.
Short corner for Zhao. Knocked out to Berkeley, a poor pass leads to a counterattack for USC. Mikion blows by Berkeley. 1-on-4, Trojans darting up the field to assist her. And Mikion does a nice job of retaining possession. Now Pruitt, one touch to Mikion. Looking again for Pruitt, Berkeley there. Castellanos running after it, she comes up with it. How about that piece of skill from the Venezuelan?
Great toe touches, two of them to stay with the ball.
1-on-2, tries to knock it around.
And she keeps it.
Haiti, and it'll be Florida State's ball. Crowd getting antsy here, tension building. Number 7 versus number 4. Who will notch this massive RPI win, non-conference win? Both teams have been relentless all night. Florida State has the shot advantage 11-4, but both teams have had equal amounts of opportunities to find what would be the game-winning goal. Tillman fires! Oh, wow.
Woo. From up here, it looked like it was going the whole way, Aria.
Collins going about as high as she possibly can. Looks like she might have had it covered.
Tillman did a phenomenal job right there. Of course, it was Carl who came in with the ball into the box and fed Tillman beautifully. Right in the corner of the 6, a little deep, though, towards the 18 line. What a shove there.
Foul called. That was Pruitt.
A shove there. Pavlisco hitting the deck hard. As USC tried to go on the counter, yeah, Pruitt certainly pushing. Of course, Pavlisco's momentum really still kept her going in the direction where she was falling, but yeah, a little bit of a shove by Pruitt, really trying to win that ball. You can see the desire coming out of both clubs here as the match nears its end to try and get that goal, that decisive goal in a match of this magnitude.
Pavlisco out of Middleburg, Florida. A freshman that started every game at right back for Florida State this season. Former high school All-American. And Pruitt, could she be the difference tonight? 22 career goals between her time at San Diego State and at USC. She calls for the ball, receives it at her feet. Excellent turn as she blows by Pavlisco. Pruitt putting it ahead. It's cut off. How about that piece of defending from Anna Patton? That gets past Patton. That's an easy tap in for somebody in gold.
No question about it. Did a nice job of keeping possession too. Didn't panic. Usually sometimes you'll see a center back or just anyone in the back lines just clear that ball to keep it out of danger, maybe forces a corner, but Patton with the good awareness to recognize, as Bollinger almost has a slip up there. You don't want that at this stage of the game, or really ever, but especially with about 4:30 remaining. But Patton with a nice job of the awareness of keeping possession as Florida State still tries to work the ball back up as time is winding down.
Under 5 to go. 0-0. Trojans and Noles in front of over 1,700 fans here at the Seminole Soccer Complex. A season high in Tallahassee for attendance. Who will come away with this big win? Are we headed to overtime? Or will one team find the game-changing shot that will save the night? Pruitt dispossesses the Noles there. Wants it back, knocks it ahead. Berkeley and Hocking running after it. Berkeley comes up with it. Up ahead, it's headed away.
Another good trap by Berkeley.
Now perhaps a giveaway, but Florida State, Berkeley able to save the day yet again. She's been very strong tonight.
She has. A couple of close calls, though, for Florida State. Really almost costing them the match at crucial points, just giving USC an opportunity to come back with a counterattack on the run. Those are really dangerous opportunities that you just cannot let up. Luckily, though, it hasn't cost them.
DeMello, Jacobs, and Hyatt hurry onto the field. Under 3 to go. You do play 2 overtime periods in college soccer, and after that, if it remains a draw, both teams will go home happy, or perhaps unhappy.
Or at least not sad.
There is no penalty kicks in the regular season, and a big-time tackle. Stoppage of the clock. This will undoubtedly be a yellow card.
And Castellanos doing a nice job with a heel pass to Villalobos. Tried to get it at the last second, and yeah, Villalobos gets her foot stepped on. Villalobos has crashed and hit the deck a couple times.
Bingham has shown the yellow.
Second yellow of the night.
She joins Woodward as the other Trojan to have been booked. But yet another set-piece opportunity for Florida State. This time it'll be Yuji Zhao, perhaps looking to whip it into the center of the box to find a Seminole head.
Majority of the players lining up on the far side of the 18. Collins certainly going to have to look to her right and guard the right side.
2 minutes left in this one. Ball knocked in. Punched away by the Trojans. Now Mickione possesses the ball. She races ahead, and her pass intercepted by Pat. Now up to Villalobos. Things opening up a bit here. Tillman, what a beautiful piece of dribbling there. Out to Castellanos. One-on-one, whips it in, and it's blocked. Corner for Florida State. 1:48 left.
What a brilliant move off the ball by Tillman to really keep that attack going, allowing Castellanos to attempt a cross. Nice job by USC's defense once again, but we've seen a lot of great skill tonight. It just hasn't been rewarded with a cash-in of a goal for either squad. Could this be it?
Castellanos will do the honors. Fires the corner kick in. A glancing header out to the top of the box. Carl tried to bring it down and set herself up. Instead, she knocks it back to Berkeley. Berkeley back out wide to Castellanos. She's got some space. Again, whipped in. No Seminole on the end of that one. Over to Berkeley. Punches it out wide, Castellanos. One more cross. Oh! Zhao trying to work some magic. Still ping-ponging around in the box. Cleared away. Under a minute to go in Tallahassee. Pruitt turning on the Jets. One-on-one with Berkeley. Tries to find the middle of the box, cannot. Now Florida State perhaps. One final counterattack. Patton looking for Castellanos. Into the feet of a Trojan.
Castellanos falling down.
Mickione looking for a teammate, nearly brought down. Now it's Bingham. Zhao, she grabs it. Ball gets over the head and knocked back. Under 10 seconds. Collins knocks it forward. And after 90 minutes, as Villalobos knocks it into the sky, we do not have our answer yet. Overtime it is. Are you not entertained, Trevor?
It's been probably one of the more exciting 0-0 games you could ask for. Obviously, both squads with excellent opportunities. Certainly has been no shortages of attacks and opportunities for the Nets, but both keepers doing very good quality work, keeping the ball out of the net, being in good positions. And thus far, it's going to take extras to really see if someone can finally put that one on the board.
12 shots for the Noles. 4 shots for the Trojans. You saw Florida State early on in this one finding their footing early, able to create some opportunities, but they weren't ever able to capitalize on any of those opportunities. USC started to find its way and really made this thing interesting.
Yeah, I think USC's recovery has been a little bit stronger than Florida State's is, at least if you wanted to look at both squads' back 4 lines. Florida State has allowed a couple opportunities to really get the ball. The ball has been behind them a little bit, and the likes of Pruitt and Jacobs and Hocking, USC's attackers have really done a nice job with the ball and found space to run up. So that's something Florida State has to keep in check and can't allow to keep happening, because it only will take one of those for sure to go in. But USC has really locked down, especially on the left and right backs on the outside, really done a nice job not letting Florida State really control the center. And then, of course, we look at Jessica Haydee, Ali Prysock, they've done a nice job locking it down in the center, not getting a really good one-touch opportunity for Florida State's attackers and midfielders.
We're going to catch our breath, but when we come back, the Trojans and the Noles, sudden death soccer. Doesn't get any better than this on the ACC Network Extra.
See this bacon? It didn't come from my pocket. It came from ranchers. Thank you, ranchers. Think I tracked that deer on my own? Thank the hunting and fishing guys who show us how it's done. You know what's really the hardest job out there? Being a parent, especially to me. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Daddy. Happy Labor Day from the Millers. Hey, don't you dare forget to thank the chickens for giving you their eggs.
Houston knows pressure is a privilege. The crown they wear doubles as a target. These guys welcome it. The champs are here. Can you feel it? Angels Astros tomorrow at 8 on ESPN.
As if 90 minutes wasn't enough, we've got bonus soccer here from Tallahassee. What'd you expect, Trevor? 2 top 10 teams, 2 defenses that have combined to give up just 1 goal all season long. It's lived up to the hype. Sudden death soccer.
Yeah, sometimes if you look at a box score and maybe see how much both of these squads, of course, have scored, maybe you're anticipating a couple goals here back and forth. But, yeah, it's on the other side. The fact that neither team has really allowed more than 2. Of course, Florida State hasn't allowed a goal all season. USC just won in a blowout. So there really hasn't been anything. There hasn't been any, adversity, really for both of these squads thus far. They are really going at each other, though, tonight, as the stats show.
By the look of the numbers, you would think Florida State's dominated this match. I think it's not that clear-cut. Florida State's had more of the run of play. They've had some opportunities, but I think both sides have had dangerous chances, and both sides have had moments that have made you hold your breath.
No doubt. Florida State's really been ball dominant. They've been possessing the ball. They've really tried to generate attack and really controlled it, not really rushing the pace of play, really more measured. USC has really, their focal point been on the counterattacks a lot more, looking for their chances on the run with Leah Pruitt, Natalie Jacobs, Penelope Hocking. Those 3 in particular have been really dangerous up front. And when you look at Florida State, it's been Dana Castellanos with crosses, set-piece opportunities. Gloriana Villalobos has looked very dangerous tonight, of course. So, and Casey Tillman with a very near opportunity, just going over the crossbar barely, down by about 2 more yards, it may be in the net. So certainly opportunities across the board for both squads. Not the same style by any means, but certainly enough to where they are very much knocking on the door to put that one on the scoreboard.
You get a look at Kaylee Collins. Rules. As we mentioned, you get sudden death soccer. Whoever scores wins. 2 10-minute periods. The substitutes, you're not allowed to re-enter. If you come out, you're done. And if we're still tied after the second overtime, both teams go home, shake hands, and say good game.
It's not far-fetched to see. We've seen 0-0 draws in soccer. It can be commonplace at times. But the way this game has certainly gone, there's certainly been a lot of good highlights and a lot of action to be had. And it just proves how good and how much quality there is on both of these squads and why they are certainly factors in the College Cup at the end of the year.
Sudden death, overtime, golden goal. Here we go. Yuji Zhao up to Castellanos. Trying to work some magic, a handball called. And it's a dangerous opportunity for Florida State. Not much more you can ask for just 10 seconds into the start of the first overtime.
A little bit of pushing and shoving going on as we see, but yeah, Zhao and Castellanos working in tandem, doing a nice job of working up right off the kickoff. And it'll generate a very good opportunity for Zhao, who looks to be taking it from another 28 yards out.
It'll be the left foot of Zhao. The Chinese international had a goal against Haiti in the U20 World Cup. A goal here would be monumentous for Florida State. Zhao fires, it's blocked to the feet of Tillman. Ball still loose, and the Trojans come up with it. Opportunity for a counterattack is nearly snuffed out, but into the path of Mikion. One-on-one, Pavlisco comes up huge. Bollinger comes. Ball is still loose. Mikion can't keep up with it. And it's a goal kick. Oh, Sarah Mikion had an opportunity. Bollinger, shaky moment. They're coming up with it. If you're going to run out, you got to come up with it.
Yeah, this was started, though, by the top of the 18 by Casey Tillman. She's got to be able to get the ball off her feet and make a pass a little bit quicker. Sometimes I think with Florida State at times tonight, when they've had the ball, they haven't gotten that pass quick enough yet, which has caused dispossessions and allowed USC to really work their way up with a lot of green pasture. Another one there, and the most dangerous look, and probably the one Bollinger probably may have to reassess after this match.
These two keepers haven't been tested much this season. Both coaches were interested in seeing how they would respond in this type of environment where they would both undoubtedly be tested at some point. Both have had their moments where they've come up huge, and both have had some shaky moments as well.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, and we talked to both coaches before this match the day before, and they know there's going to be some times where they're going to have to reassess and maybe let some weaknesses be exploited just a little bit. Nothing really to be concerned about. Here comes Florida State.
Carl cutting towards the middle of the field, looking for some help. Drops it off to Tillman. Tillman surveys, now faces her defender. Over to Carl, right side. Carl trying to create an angle. Nice piece of footwork there from Carl. Fires it towards the middle of the box. Cleared away by the Trojans. Now Howell and DeMello, and a foul called on Howell. The two teammates, the USA U20 teammates, getting tangled up.
Good competition between the two, battling out. Yeah, Powell getting a little handsy there.
Little teammate on teammate crime.
Yep, they know each other, obviously.
Both started all three games of the group stage. In the U20 World Cup, DeMello scored 4 times. Howell was named man of the match after the first game.
Oh, missed pass by Villalobos.
Now Pruitt. Nice piece of work to try and make her man miss. And then loses the ball. But luckily for the Trojans, it finds the foot of a man in gold. DeMello punches it ahead. Oh, too much mustard. But you saw the idea there, Trevor. DeMello looking for that space. Thought she saw a gap.
Yeah, she's not shy about that, too. They count on her, obviously, to make a pass in the attacking third to really set up the Trojans for golden opportunities. And once again, Leah Pruitt, by the way, not giving up on the play just because she got dispossessed. She challenges for the ball once again, and then it gave USC the ball back for another opportunity. So Pruitt, the gas tank not on the empty reserves just yet for her.
DeMello has been awfully quiet in this match. One of the best players in all of college soccer, named to the preseason best 11 by Top Drawer Soccer. One of the 10 best overall players in all the country. For good reason. She's been excellent for USC, but still waiting for her tonight
she
to create a moment.
She could come up big right here. She's going to be taking the corner, although it's a short one, but long way outside the box.
Now punched back towards the middle of the box. Cleared away by Howell. Howell looking for a teammate. Zhao not on the same page.
Nobody home. Howell would want that one back for sure.
Mikion Finding Bingham. Bingham against Carl. Carl wins the battle. Knocks it ahead. It's won by Mickione. Inside, Pruitt trying to work against Patton. Fires back post, nobody there. Once again, and Bollinger has no problems.
Uncontested there for Bollinger. But yeah, USC trying to take advantage.
What a ball from Tillman as she knocks it over the head of the defender.
Just missed the mark.
Villalobos perhaps just a step slow getting to it. Carl wins another challenge.
Another big win.
Lots of challenges in this ball game, one-on-ones. At this point in the match, Trevor, you got to imagine both teams' legs are running a bit heavy.
Yeah, absolutely. First time both of these squads obviously enter extras. First time they're really tested in more ways than one. This is exactly, though, what both coaches and what both programs want.
You get the feeling, Trevor, we mentioned earlier, it's going to take an individual moment of brilliance if either one of these teams is going to come away with the W.
Just a matter of who's going to break, although Villalobos
has a slither of space, but it's knocked away.
Haiti, Jessica Haiti.
What a night she's had. Now a handball. As Pruitt caught the hand of Anna Patton.
Yeah, you thought Villalobos there had a shot. She certainly had a lot of space to kind of maneuver a little bit, but she had to work the angle a little bit diagonally towards the center. Just didn't get it in. Once again, Haiti in perfect positioning to deny. Just really been the story of the match in a lot of ways. While both teams certainly have had some shots, the quality ones and probably the best looks haven't gone through.
Tillman knocks it ahead. It's intercepted, though, by the Trojans. DeMello. Nice piece of work. No one on the end of it. Falls to the head of Plumter. USC pressuring Florida State right now in its half. Can the Trojans come away with a crucial road victory? Can they steal one in Tallahassee, where only 3 teams have come away with a victory since 2011? Florida State 77, 3-3, as you mentioned earlier, Trevor, in Tallahassee since 2011. That is absurd.
It is a rare feat for someone to come, for a team to come in here and knock off the Noles in Tallahassee. As these final adjustments are made with this first half of extra time, you got Dana Castellanos marked up top, where she's usually positioned in the midfield. But the Noles really want to put her skill at the top of their formation now.
Nice clearance there from Prysock. Now McFarland will check in as Yuji Zhao will head to the bench. So Zhao's night is done.
Very
Under 2 minutes to go in this first overtime.
Very impressed, though, by the Chinese national player. She was very excellent tonight. Excellent cutting ability. Really looking at that for the first time this season. Really impressed with how she works the midfield.
Very comfortable on the ball. Pruitt maneuvering her way around Seminole defenders. She comes up with the loose ball. Finds a player, top of the key. Shot blocked. Anna Patton comes up huge, puts her body on the line. Now Villalobos. You hear the fans and the tension in the building. Villalobos, pass picked off. Now neither team really able to connect more than a couple passes. Tired legs, no doubt, playing a part.
Yeah, just missing the mark just a little bit for both squads.
USC's had to travel 3,000 miles on an airplane to come here. That does have an effect. You hear at the professional level, teams hate having to take long plane flights because of what it can do on the legs. Changing time zones.
Yeah, just adjust your schedule and adjust, obviously, your endurance. And you can even see a couple Florida State players right now stretching out the hamstrings. Looks like Carl and Villalobos, both of which really wanting to call, probably want to call for time. They're really limping around.
Nothing doing for Florida State on that possession. Oh, an opportunity perhaps as Pruitt looked to try and slip behind the Seminole defense. Patton was having none of it.
9, 8, 7,
Tillman with about 5 seconds left in this first overtime. Punches it into an area that doesn't really endanger anyone. We will head to a second overtime. 100 minutes.
Yeah, you can see
have come and gone.
Yeah, you can see Villalobos right now. She is struggling with those hamstrings. She is probably cramping up at this moment in time. Dehydrated for sure. Same thing for Carl. She was also trying to stretch it out. Really, both teams really giving it everything they have. Putting their, obviously, health and souls on the line here to come away with the victory.
A lot of humidity in the air, affecting both teams, no doubt. They still got 10 more minutes to go. It's coming up right after this.
Houston knows pressure is a privilege. The crown they wear doubles as a target. These guys welcome it. The champs are here. Can you feel it? Angels Astros tomorrow at 8 on ESPN.
Bring on Monday. Can you believe this? Because Mondays are made for Monday Night Football. Jets Lions at 7:10 and Rams Raiders at 10:15, September 10th on ESPN.
100 minutes have come and gone. We still don't have a decision. Who wants it? The number 4 ranked Seminoles, the number 7th ranked USC Trojans. The Trojans flying red eye early in the hours of Thursday morning to get here, practice Thursday afternoon. I think even a draw for Kidani McAlpine's squad would constitute a moral victory.
I mean, they say no moral victories in sports, Aria, but I'll tell you what, I think you'd be impressed because the thing is, though, they have a quick trip. They have to have a short-term memory because in 2 days they go down to Gainesville to play the Gators, another tough squad. So they have to just put this one in the bank and just head on out for another one, try to cash in some goals there. Of course, if you're Florida State, I think right now, conditioning-wise, you saw a couple of FSU players go down trying to deal with cramps. USC's really been running all over the place a lot. They look really strong conditioning-wise. USC may have them. Hard to say that when, FSU and Tallahassee and all the humidity.
Ball knocked ahead, perhaps an opportunity, it's blocked. We almost had a winner here in the first 10 seconds of the second overtime.
Another big block from Berkeley.
Florida State's defense has been absolutely outstanding tonight. They have been all season long, have yet to give up a goal in 2018. Patton charging ahead. Not on the same page as Bergau. Ball still loose as McFarland finds Castellanos. Castellanos, bender. Not enough pace on it, and Collins able to read it. Shuffles over and makes the grab.
Castellanos dangerous from anywhere from the midline to the goal. If you haven't seen her goal with Venezuela, right off the kickoff, she scored from the midline. I mean, it's amazing how talented this girl is and how dangerous she can be anywhere on the pitch.
No advantage given to Florida State. Immediate whistle as Castellanos ate some dirt.
And now it's no longer about possession time. It's no longer about controlling what you want to control. Now it's about executing quickly and efficiently enough to get a look at the net and just impose your will and just try not to be denied.
Zhao has it. Now to McFarland. Now Pat fires. Can it find a Seminole head? Tillman going for it. It drops to her feet. Castellanos. It's cut off by a Trojan. Still at the feet of the Noles. Bergau able to reset and find Patton.
Pavlisco trying to feed over to the right side. Here she comes again.
Pavlisco. Great one-on-one run.
Zhao's on the floor.
Now over to Bergau. Towards the center of the box. Zhao really taking a knock as the whistle now comes. They will stop play as Yuji Zhao Looks like she's cramping as she's trying to stretch out that calf.
Yeah, you wonder if on that cross, if she was still able to go right there, she may have been in the perfect positioning at the top of the box inside the 18 to put a one-timer on. But she's the third Knoll that we've noticed cramping tonight. Maybe the fourth, perhaps, really taking its toll on the Seminoles.
And I want to make a correction on what we said. You can re-enter in the second overtime period. So Zhao's first overtime was done.
Correct.
She walked off.
Correct.
And now her entire night is truly done as Villalobos checks in, and Zhao will head to the bench. And how about this over in Gainesville? East Coast, West Coast, a Pac-12 SEC showdown. The Gators and the Bruins heading to overtime as well.
Gridlocks all over the place, Aria.
That's what happens when you have great college soccer. The
Absolutely.
Gators have been regularly one of the best teams in the SEC year in and year out.
Yeah, and they've had a couple of struggles, though. They have 2 losses already on their resume this season, which is certainly not what they were hoping or probably expecting at all, and they're really motivated to change that.
Ohio State defeated the Gators in Gainesville just last week, and before that, Oklahoma State knocked them off in Stillwater.
Yeah, they'll certainly be very motivated. Obviously, the Gators will be. They're still trying to come away with a victory tonight. Of course, with FSU and USC right around the corner, they're going to have to stay strong as best they can.
Villalobos finds McFarland. Now out wide, over to the right flank, Tillman. Tillman's trying to remain strong. She drops it back. USC doing a nice job of winning one-on-one balls. Can they find something in the counter? No, they cannot. Not at least on this possession. Pavlisko, excellent piece of individual work. There's another player cramping on the far right side. I believe that's Carl.
Carl, yeah, she at the end of the first overtime half, she was down cramping as well. She's got to hang tough for 6 more minutes.
Ball knocked forward. Pruitt not able to get there as Patton beats her to it. Pruitt goes down, no whistle. Perhaps a little bit too easily, Leland Grant thought. Brigau traps, takes the knock from Plumpter, remains on her feet and knocks it back to Pavlisko. Pavlisko turns on the Jets. Nice piece of work here. Tries to slip it away. Cannot.
Probably could have taken it herself.
Castellanos. Now Pavlisko. USC clogging all the lanes.
On 2 separate occasions, Pavlisko passing it, giving it off right into a USC defender, and a big foul here to Villalobos. But she goes down once again.
Villalobos has had about enough tonight.
And that is, you're going to need a lot of detergent and a lot of fabric softener and bleach to clean that jersey.
You've seen her in the ear of the head referee, Grant Leland, a few times tonight. And another set piece. Under 5 to go in this ball game.
She's certainly a gritty player and certainly one that really works the ball inside a lot. Here's the set piece. Not ready for it, though, are the officials.
Hadn't blown his whistle yet to signal live ball.
Kaylee Collins, of course, has come up big a number of times tonight. None perhaps bigger than this opportunity right here, though. She'll be looking to her right side as Berkeley will put it in play.
Berkeley with the in-swinger. Low and hard. Nobody able to get on the end of it. Castellanos perhaps had the best opportunity.
A low line drive as another USC substitution comes in.
Natalie Jacobs back in. Hawking. Her night is done.
Berkeley's been normally putting those balls into the air. That's one of the few times we've seen her just keep it low, little change of direction, obviously.
Castellanos looking for McFarland. Prysock there to make that clearance. Now both players down as Villalobos has had a rough afternoon.
Wow, head-on collision once again.
And a stoppage of the clock.
DeMello and Villalobos colliding.
tell you what, I am a big-time fan of Gloriana Villalobos and Savannah DeMello. Gritty players.
Yeah, absolutely. Both.
Oh, little spikes up
as
well.
Little cleats there, both of them.
I like it, though, from both. Setting the tone tonight.
And a yellow card being dished out to DeMello. Third of the night for USC. Luckily, though, for the Trojans, no red cards. That's the big bugaboo that you don't want to see. But it once again creates another set-piece opportunity for Florida State. A little farther out, though.
DeMello's night is done as she will be substituted for Bergura into the ball game. A lot of minutes logged by a lot of these players tonight. But what hasn't been logged yet is the game-winning goal. Who will have it? Set-piece opportunity as Castellanos lofts one. It doesn't even challenge Collins.
Yeah, a little bit of a misjudge. Overestimated a little bit. Yeah, USC has really only subbed in 3 players from their starting lineup. FSU with 5 shuffling in and out the lineups.
About 3 minutes and change. We head home with a draw. Both teams will have that extra character next to the loss column.
Possibly. 3 minutes to go. Not a lot of time. It looks like Castellanos from about the same spot. They tee it up once again.
Castellanos this time just knocks it forward for Berkeley. Berkeley trying to create some space. Fires a shot off the crossbar. Follow up, no!
Wow.
Moments and inches away from Malia Berkeley.
Holy cow.
Ending this one, a rocket off the crossbar.
I don't think you saw that one coming. Berkeley with a cannon shot right off the crossbar on the right side, going for a right corner, similar to what Castellanos did earlier in the game. A near opportunity once again.
See if that energizes the Noles over these last 2 minutes.
Haley Collins will be certainly thanking the posts tonight as Tillman goes down. A beautiful move to the outside by Berkeley. Great fake, and just only takes about another couple inches perhaps to just get that ball down. An otherwise perfect execution, and Collins laying all out. Unbelievable. And Berkeley,
she thought she did it.
Just couldn't believe it.
There was that moment where she thought she was the hero tonight. Clock has stopped as Tillman is cramping.
Trying to deliver the goods right there and send the Noles to the promised land of victory, into victory lane.
Krikorian has called her a very skilled center back, someone who's played in the midfield during her career in Tallahassee. She's got the offensive skill set to be able to do damage. It's almost like, if you look in the men's game, a David Luiz, a player who's got the opportunities and the abilities to really make a difference in the score column.
Yeah, she really, and the really big thing obviously on her in the defensive end, she settles things down. She really resets things. They go to her to really generate possession and to generate the ball moving up the pitch. But knowing what we just saw, and obviously with how she can obviously distribute the ball, with how many assists she has already this season, but also with that opportunity right there and that power on display, she is a dangerous threat anywhere she is. And yeah, the Noles don't want to see that with Tillman. That's a big loss, as we're seeing Christina Lynch back in the game.
Yeah, Tillman can't continue.
We'll see if USC can kind of flip the script here in the last 2 minutes.
2 minutes to go. Florida State was inches away just moments ago from ending this one. Still 0-0. 17 shots for Florida State, just 6 for the Trojans. That won't matter in the grand scheme if the Trojans can find that golden goal. Carl to Pat. Castellanos was looking for her teammate.
And now you got Olivia Bergau struggling with cramps as well. They flipped her over to the right side with Tillman exiting, and they put Lynch on the left.
Castellanos trying to hit the ball forward. It falls to Villalobos. Now McFarland. She wants to fire. well wide of the net. Goal kick.
One minute remaining in overtime.
Probably the last opportunity of the game. See if USC can gain possession or if Florida State can dispossess and get another run going. Here come the Trojans.
Whistle and a foul.
Like an offsides call. USC just missing the mark once again on a through ball opportunity. I believe it was probably Natalie Jacobs or Leah Pruitt. Just offside.
Under 20 seconds to go. Perhaps one final opportunity. Castellanos has 10 seconds to make something happen. Knocks it into the box. Could it be the moment? Header just wide. And that is how this game will end. Florida State, woo, perhaps dominating the second overtime, but it's a draw in the end. What a well-played match by both teams. Neither team can come away shaking their head or slumping their heads as they come away with knowing a little bit more about what they have in the roster.
Yeah, just a bit of a draw right there, and great, excellent game by both teams. Both really showing their skill on display and really a quality match despite not coming away with the ultimate victory. Beautiful job by both squads.
Florida State and UCLA will do it again on Sunday. That's the next time we'll be in this. For Trevor DeGroat and Catherine Phillips, I'm Mario Masudi saying so long for now and have a great weekend.